nightmares in my head. I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I was like, not again, because there are black women who are dragging Simone Biles and her wedding pictures because of her edges. So, yeah, we're doing this again. And as much as I talk about anti blackness outside of the community, there is a heavy amount of anti blackness within the community. Then, when we do this anti blackness in the community, that invites others to come in and just fully display their anti blackness. It's insane. If you really look, half of the stuff that happens to us, we do to each other, if not worse. But I'm sorry, these black women who are doing this are going to have to hold this L, because there is no way that you could ever, in any sense of the word, make this about white supremacy. There will be someone who will say, because of texturism and colorism and the laws against the hair, I understand that 100%. But at one point, they dropped that ball. And I know right now there's a Crown Act. I understand about kids getting their hair cut off. But this specific thing about edges, that is 100% within our community and our community alone. And at this point, we can't be using the texturism and the colorism and what other people did to then perpetuate the texturism, the colorism, the featureism in our own community. It makes you look like a fool to set up here and tell other people what they shouldn't be doing while you're doing it to someone who looks like you. And if you're this type of person who has a problem with the hair that grows out of your head, or the hair that grows out of the majority of black people, men, women, and children's head, you need to do some work on yourself, because we have the right to wear whatever hairstyles we want to, but when you come dependent on it to the point that you're ashamed of your own hair, you're ashamed to wear even wigs and weaves that resemble your own hair, you are talking about your hair or your children's hair and saying nappy and nappy headed, good hair, bad hair, and all of this stuff. I could have swore this started to die off and everybody was embracing natural hair and their natural hair. Now we're back to the relaxers. We don't care about any health effects from that. And now we're back to dragging black women who embrace their natural hair, whether they get it blown out, whether they are curling it, or whether they put it up in a protective style and leave it as natural as possible. It doesn't matter what style it is, you have to have your baby hairs laid. You have to find something to lay your baby hair, some product, to the point that people have put glue in their hair. And that is a whole other problem. That is not liking a style. That's not liking a style. That is self-hatred. I remember when this happened with Blue Ivy. That one really pissed me off, because Blue Ivy, as a baby, she was a baby, and I guess they wanted them to throw a relaxer in her hair. You can see her hair now is very thick, very healthy, very long. So I think they did something right. But people were saying, why don't they comb her hair? Maybe you would have hair and edges if you didn't comb and relax and do all this strenuous stuff to get a certain look, or to try and mold your hair into a texture that it's not. Men are doing it too, so they can't sit up here and talk any ish, because they're getting man weaves. They want waves that are not naturally in their hair. Their hair doesn't wave up like that. They don't have that texture, and they're just brushing and brushing and brushing their hair. When they get old, their hair follicles are going to be damaged and they're going to get bald. And they were also getting the relaxers as well, and they still are. Now, it's not healthy. I personally do not like it, and people will say, well, let people do what they want to do. I'm still going to say it's not healthy. It's not okay. Yeah, you can do what you want to do to your own head, but I'm not going to pretend like putting a chemical like lye on your head is, even the ones with no lye, is good. Even coloring your hair and stuff like that, I don't think that's healthy to be putting on your head. Hence why the weaves and the wigs are a better choice. But I remember the whole fiasco with Blue Ivy, and the reason why it pissed me off is because her hair texture is the same as mine. So it kind of looked like she fell asleep and her hair was a little wild. She's a baby. But I was like, that looks like me when I fall asleep and I'm just tired and I don't put a cap on or anything. And people are talking ish. That pissed me off. And also Gabby Douglas, amazing gymnast. And people were talking about her hair, which her hair is long, thick, and healthy now. And now you have Black women talking about Simone Biles' edges in her wedding picture, which when I saw her wedding picture, she looked so bright and she looked so happy. And they both look really good, really happy. And I didn't even notice her hair. That was the thing. Because of the cut of the dress, the hair being up in a ponytail bun or anything really complements the dress and her jewelry. She looked great. And I was like, she was stunning. And that dress looked amazing on her. I was looking at the ring on her finger. I was looking at how happy she was. I was looking at the jewelry and the dress and everything. Didn't even notice the hair. And you have some women who have, you would, if you're really looking, you have to zoom in and look. So they literally went to her wedding pictures, were looking at her hair, and they were mad. Then they had something negative to say about another Black woman. That's why the Black woman empowerment little groups and stuff is bullshit. It's bullshit because you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be engaging in this behavior. I didn't say all Black women. I said the ones who engage in this behavior. It's deplorable. She looked amazing. Nobody can be happy for her. There's another woman on here, and I'm gonna do a separate video on her where she talks about the treatments that she gets to keep herself up. And I'm like, if she has the money to pay for it, good for her. She can do that. You have a slew of Black women in there talking ish about this Black woman, and you have colorless women in there, and these Black women are agreeing with these colorless women. Any other time they calling them the mothers of white supremacy, but then they're in there attacking this girl for getting Botox and other treatments and saying Black women don't need that natural holistic beauty. Bullshit. I'll go into that in that video, but this right here really pissed me off because you can't be happy. Like, whose mind goes in to zoom in on a picture and look at somebody's edges? You're petty, you're hateful, you're jealous, you have nasty negative energy. And please, it's not healthy. Don't be a hater your entire life. And these are a few tweets where they are supporting her. And then I went on Twitter and there's nothing but congratulations and love towards her. Like, look at her. These are some beautiful pictures. Love the dress. They look happy. The pictures are really cute. And then Simone Biles said that it's hot and humid there. So of course, it doesn't matter what you use or what you do. Any hairstyle, if you had it sleeked, no matter who you are, it's going to mess up the hairstyle. And it's oh well. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video because all I have to say is this young lady, she went through a hard time in her childhood, with her parents and everything. I don't want to harp on that. We all know what she went through, where she came from. Then she is an ex-abuse survivor. And she did all of that and she is the top of the top in athletes. She is amazing. She's inspiring. She's beautiful. She's glowing in these pictures. She's happy. She deserves it. She came from a not so wealthy background, and she is now wealthy and comfortable. And it should warm your heart to see this, because we don't see these stories a lot. But no, oh no, you want to talk about some edges you probably don't have because you fried, dyed, and relaxed them away. That's crazy. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.